Oh my god. Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project. How are you guys? Welcome back to the show. It's been a while. It's been a minute. What you been up to? What have y'all been playing? Hopefully everything's well. Have you guys been keeping up with the whole video game news? What's been going on with everything about? I mean, I know a previous episode I talked about Dragon's Dogma and Final Fantasy, but I did that video kind of like on the fly. I was testing out new equipment and I was like, man, there was still a lot that I wanted to talk about that I just didn't get into my rant and into the last episode. So I try to make some notes and I try to get my ideas back together and recollect it. It's like, okay, let me try again, do another episode, and I'm also wanting to try out some new equipment. So we'll see how it goes. We'll make this a test run. Um, let's start off with Final Fantasy this time. I've been playing. I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm having a good time with it. Having to change around the materia system and getting new abilities. That's fun. Been having a blast. The only time I have, like, I kind of like roll my eyes at it, like, oh my god, like this again, is when you're in the open world part. You're going around exploring, seeing new things, and then all of a sudden, here comes a bird to fly in and show you where to go. It's like let me. It's like you feel the developer like putting their hand on your shoulder, be like, "All right, dude, this is where you need to go because we don't have any faith that you're gonna find it, or you have to find this, right?" And have you guys ever played Ghost of Tsushima? Tsushima, that's how you guys say it, right? You guys ever played Ghost of Tsushima? And it's that is on there. That is on there very much. It's you're going around and you'll see a bird or a fox, and they're like, "Hey, come!" They'll literally walk right in front of you. Hey, we need you to look at me. You need to come over here because you're gonna miss something. And like I understand why that's there for the people who I guess like being guided and having their hand held. And don't get me wrong, little hand holding, it doesn't bother me, but it's just so blatant. But when I get to play, of course, I love Elden Ring, and I'll go back there and playing it. Maybe that's my problem, right? I'm comparing it to Elden Ring, and I shouldn't be. But I go play Elden Ring, and I realize even if I miss something, they don't care. It's fine. It's almost like that's fine. You'll just get it on your second playthrough or whatever. But I think that's the issue I have with Final Fantasy. Like, okay, let me go over here because the game wants me to go this place. And sometimes I feel like there's just way too much to do in the open world. Like I did this in the last region and the region before that. It's like, let me guess, go find something to go weaken to make the summons summon material easier. Let me go find items so I can help transmute. Let me go find fast travel points. It's like, okay, I did that in the last three regions. Like I have to do this again. Like after a while, it's like, okay. I mean, look, I mean, before anyone says, well, you don't have to do it. It's like I want to get the most out of this game. It just becomes like really repetitive. It's like, okay, this thing again, and I did it. It's like, oh, you did this. Now you unlock some Queen's Blood players, so go fight them. Okay. You came over here. Okay, here's a new mana spring. So you should and the mana spring, guys. I don't know if you guys have played, but when you're like scanning the mana spring, it's just like hit triangle, so the circle syncs up, and then I was like, okay, what happens if I don't hit it? It just does it again. Like, what's the point of like having the prompt to hit a triangle when the circles are collapsing? Like, I understand like when you find for the summon material, like you have to enter a certain sequence. Okay, I get it. It changes. It's still easy, but at least the button combination of presses changes. But when it comes to like finding the mana springs, it's just like hit triangle as the circle closes. Like, there's no risk, no reward. Like, what are we doing? It's like, okay. I have had some other folks play the game, and they said, and it's just one opinion, right? So it's a very small sample size. But he said, fun game, but it feels like it's more about the cinematics. I'm like, okay, so I mean, it is what it is. I'm still having a good time with it. I've been playing the game actually in graphics mode, 30 frames per second, and the combat's fun. Good time. I might Gongaga. That's where I'm at right now. So we'll see. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate that I've been not fortunate, but I've been like ducking. You can miss me with all that shit with the all the spoilers and stuff. But I have heard some people say like the story is a mess, which doesn't surprise me. I feel like there's gonna be. I'm not gonna say anything for you guys, but I feel like there's gonna be some sort of shenanigans. So we'll see as I get closer to the end of the game. So I think maybe I'm halfway through the game. I'm at 45 hours ish. And again, guys, I've been doing everything. Every time I go to a new region, let's find everything. Let's all get every possible item because I do feel that even when you're out exploring the world doing the side quests, you do get it's a good way to level up in the game and get experience and get items and get and gets access to some materials access to some material that could really help you out. So yeah, Final Fantasy, I'm still having a good time, still playing it on the PlayStation 5. So make sure you keep hanging out for that so you can watch the streams. Let's go into Dragon's Dogma 2. So I know I talked about it before, guys. I know I ranted and raved about how the performance issues, and and it's funny. Like I like being on Twitter. I like using Twitter. I don't like commentating on Twitter. Right? I don't really use it to engage with people. I just kind of want to see what's going on, what people are feeling about certain things, mostly games. But I see a lot of people talking about how like you shouldn't sleep on Dragon's Dogma. You shouldn't avoid it just because of the performance issues of the microtransactions. And look, that's a fair thing to say. But the thing is, you also, in my opinion, shouldn't be rewarding the developers and publishers with $70 of your hard-earned cash for something that doesn't work. Look, if it doesn't work, they shouldn't put it out. Or what I'm going to do is wait till the game goes out on sale, probably by summer, by summer Steam Fest. I'm sure the summer Steam sale. I'm sure it'll be on discount, or on the PlayStation side. Either or, I did see that Capcom has put out some fixes to the performance, I believe, and some bug issues, but I still have to go over the patch notes and see exactly what they did. But again, going to the whole argument when people say you shouldn't sleep on it because of this and that, it's like no, 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 no. You're thinking about it the wrong way. You shouldn't be rewarding the developers and publishers for putting games out in this state. I mean, that's how you boils it down. Like we are gamers, guys. If you're listening to this, it's probably because you enjoy video games. We are not consumers, okay? Our hobby is video games. We love doing it. We've been playing for a long time. We know what we like, and we understand that video games do take a long time. It is a process, and they can be expensive, but they need to be working right out the box, because if not, this becomes normalized. And this is the last thing we need for our hobby to become. Okay? Like guys, like just be patient. It's okay. Look, games that are coming out right now or came out last year, they don't get discontinued. They're gonna be available. Okay, they're not gonna stop selling them. Now look, if it's after years and they're stuck on an old platform, then yeah, I mean that does happen. But for right now, in the current time where we're at with video games, they are not gonna fall out. They're not gonna sell out. They're not gonna run out. They're not gonna stop the copies. It's gonna be there. And besides, guys, how many of y'all still have games to finish? Whether it's Baldur's Gate 3, Armored Core 6, get caught up in Elden Ring, there's so many games out there right now that you don't have to be going around like getting the next best thing. So just don't let that become the normal. Don't let that be the mindset, and let that be normal, guys, because that's how it happens. And also, I want to get back into the microtransactions again. When people talk about, I don't know why people are talking about the microtransactions, because you could get them all early in the game. I get that. I see that. But again, it's the mindset of how they want you to let this be normalized, where they're starting to sell you consumables. Okay, consumables, one-time use items that you can find in game. Like, let that sink in. Because what do you think is going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when this becomes the normal? Like when people start saying, oh, it's okay, I don't understand. And the thing is, guys, especially with the argument where, I mean, people who know me very well know that I'm not a big fan. Now, okay, quick aside, games that are free to play, That's a whole different subject. Okay. So I'm talking about games that have a $60, $70 price tag and still have microtransactions. That's what I'm focusing on. The games that are free to play, I'm still not fond of microtransactions, but I can at least see the reason why they got to monetize. Okay, so just leave me there. So I'm specifically talking about full price games, right? Whether it's $60, $70 and above, and having microtransactions. When you start putting this, you start normalizing it, that's what's going to happen, guys. You've already paid for the product. Why are you getting more? And the thing is, they have to create an incentive, a want for you to want to get these microtransactions, whether they're cosmetics or whatever. Because and guess what? How they're going to go about it? They're going to make what you find in game kind of boring, eh, uh, uh, bland, just not hype or as colorful or as flamboyant or flashy as what you could get with the costume that you purchase. It's like that's the part you guys have to look out for. Like that's the thing when you go into the I gotta stop saying mindset, but when you go into the when you start framing it, okay, I'm thinking of like I'm on the spot, guys, thinking of words. When you start framing it, oh, it's okay, it's just cosmetics only. I don't care. Like no, 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 no. That's how you start giving up. You start giving up an inch. You give up an inch here, you give up an inch there. Next thing you know, you look up, you're a mile away from where you stood. So that's where I want to be, guys. And look, people are going to be, I'm sure some of you are be saying, well, Capcom has done this before and other titles. You're right. They have done it. They have done it. And they probably haven't gotten as much flack as they should. But if you don't start making noise, if you don't start talking about it, or you don't bring it up, that's how it starts. It's the normalization, the pace. And the next thing you know, here we are buying a save file, buying a character customization halfway when you realize, oh, I don't want my character to look like this, or redoing my talent trees or whatever. So I mean, just that's what I really wanted to focus, guys, on and talk about, because look, and I don't know if you guys remember this, going back to the performance issues with Dragon's Dogma. Even Capcom said that they want to start focusing as PC being their primary platform. It's like, well, that's great. That's awesome, because I think PC is where it should be. It really should, because playing online on consoles, you're just giving big console more money, right? For the subscription fees. It's just that, and then you see how they release and how they release Dragon's Dogma. It's just like, well, okay, you guys are saying one thing, but what I see here isn't really. It's not really. It's not really lining up. So I mean, this whole we want PC to be primary. They gotta wait. They gotta wait. Also, want to talk about how even the president of Capcom, one of the head guys, one of the big guys, says the games are underpriced. They're not costing as much as they should be. This is what they want to do, guys. This is what you have to look out for. This is the how you could pick up on how they want to get you ready for these prices to start hitting 80, 90, $100. You don't think if they could sell it for $100 and start using stupid vernacular like calling their games quadruple A, you don't think they will do that just to justify increasing the prices on their titles? Yeah, they will, guys. We've seen it before. I mean, what was the latest quadruple A game that came out? Skull from Ubisoft or something. And Ubisoft. I don't know if I talked about it last time, but did the old boy talk about, oh, players should get used to not owning games? Like that's the current zeitgeist when it comes to the business with these people in the business sides of games, guys. It's not about them catering to the gamers. They're calling us consumers. I'm sure there's a clip out there where you can see that where the guy's like, we want our consumers. No, 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 no. We're gamers. We love video games. This is our hobby. We've been doing this. We've been supporting y'all for a long time. Just keep putting out good games. No, we're consumers now. And that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Don't be a consumer, all right? Like, I'm not here to tell you how to spend your money. I just want y'all to make just smart, educated decisions when it comes to purchasing games and not rewarding these bad habits. Because if we keep doing it, guess what? The incentive's still gonna be there, right? So just wait. wait, so the game's in a good spot. And the cope that people are huffing about the whole, oh, it's okay that it's not, performing. No, 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 no. Like I said in a previous episode, you paid $500 for this console. It should be working. You should at least have the option to go graphics mode 30 or performance mode 60. You have a $1,500 PC, and I'm sure there's people out there that have the 7800 X3D CPU with a 4090 and still getting frame rates frame rates. Well, that's what they're doing with all that money you're spending, with frame rates of 40. Like no, 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 no. You spent this much. You're supposed to get at least 120 frames if you're spending this much. Okay, it dipping to 40. Nah, not acceptable at all. So, anyways, guys, I think that's about it. I just want to talk about it and rant and rave. I know the podcast has been kind of sporadic, guys, but I'm just kind of like waiting till I find something worth talking about, and then sharing my thoughts on it, because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of other people that do really good jobs. So make sure you check them out and stuff like that. I know one of them I enjoy watching is Edamani TV. So I don't always agree with everything he says, but he does bring to light some of the stupid DEI and the woke bullshit that's infecting the games right now, because a lot of that is just it's ridiculous. It's stupid, especially when Microsoft talks about, oh, we need developers to don't have exaggerated curves on females. Like, what are you talking about? Some female do look like that's some people just look great. Why can't you make a model of that? And you know what your target audience is. Piggybacking a little bit more on that is the whole look. When you have these consultation firms or these publishers that want to make games for the modern audience, okay, make it for the modern audience. But if it doesn't sell, don't blame the people for not buying your stuff. Look, your target audience is probably males my age, maybe, well, a little bit younger, and between the age of 18 to 40, and that's probably your main demographic. If you're not going to have that target audience in mind first and foremost, what do you think is gonna happen? And then you can start blaming people for not buying your stuff? Like, no, that's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, that's about it. I just wanted to share that with y'all. So just just make educated purchases with your stuff. All right, don't have to reward these guys, and play some games, have fun, because at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right? We all love video games, love playing them, whether it's on console, PC, or whatever. Just have it, except for mobile players. Don't play mobile games. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for hanging out. I appreciate you. I will see y'all next time. Peace out.